Hello again. Picking up on Job. If I can get for another coughing spell. Picking up on Job 15. This is when one of the people he knows is speaking to him again. He's just different friends uh, trying to tell him things when he was going through all his suffering. And part of it's his replying. So 15 is Eliphaz the Temanite replied to him. And 14 ended with Job said, they feel but the pain of their own bodies and mourn only for themselves. Eliphaz says, would a wise person answer with empty notions, or fill their belly with the hot east wind? Would they argue with useless words, with speeches that have no value? No, and they wouldn't be a wise person. But you even undermine piety. See, they're criticizing Job. They're trying to think they know better about God and trying to teach him, trying to lift him up, just trying to help him, but they're not actually helping him. But you even undermine piety because they're criticizing, trying to help him, but they're also criticizing him. But you even undermine piety and hinder devotion to God. Your sin prompts your mouth. You adopt the tongue of the crafty. Your own mouth condemns you, not mine. Your own lips testify against you. Are you the first man ever born? Were you brought forth before the hills? Do you not listen in on God's counsel? Do you have a monopoly on wisdom? What do you know that we do not know? What insights do you have that we do not have? So Job is a little overly pious. He's a good man, loved God, but he was a little uppity or a little too conceited about his faith. Or Paul says, be bold in faith, never boastful. But if you are to boast, I would boast in God, about God, not about yourself or your faith. So they criticize him. Are you the first man born? You first man to ever suffer, go through what you're going through? Were you brought forth before the hills? Are you more special than us? What insights do you have that we do not have? The gray-haired and the aged are on our side, men even older than your father. Are God's consolations not enough for you? Words spoken gently to you? Why has your heart carried you away? And why do your eyes flash, so that you vent your rage against God and pour out such words from your mouth? And we do that when things aren't going our way. Things are great. We love God and all that when things are going great. When things aren't going great, do we still love God? Things aren't going great because we brought it, most likely we brought it upon ourselves, but bad choices. It could be the devil attacking us, testing our faith. It could be God testing our faith. Trying to discipline us, trying to get our attention. A whole number of reasons. Ask for the reasons why. Don't turn around and get mad at God. Can't blame God for anything. Why has your heart carried you away, and why do your eyes flash so you vent your rage against God and pour out such words from your mouth? What are mortals that they could be pure, or those born of woman that they could be righteous? With nothing. He is everything. God places no trust in his holy ones. If even the heavens are not pure in his eyes, how much less mortals who are vile and corrupt, who drink up evil like water? Listen to me and I will explain to you. Let me tell you what I have seen, what the wise have declared, hiding nothing received from their ancestors, to whom alone the land was given when no foreigners moved among them. All his days the wicked man suffers torment. The ruthless man through all the years stored up for him. Terrifying sounds fill his ears. When all seems well, marauders attack him. He despairs of escaping the realm of darkness. He is marked for the sword. He wanders about for food like a vulture. He knows the day of darkness is at hand. Distress and anguish fill him with terror. Troubles overwhelm him like a king poised to attack. Because he shakes his fist at God and vaunts himself against the Almighty, defiantly charging against him with a thick, strong shield. And we all feel like doing that sometimes. Instead of asking, Lord, why? Why is this happening? Help me discern. Help me understand why. And he'll let you know why. It's so easy for us to get caught up in this world and exalt ourselves above others and above God. Though his face is covered with fat and his waist bulges with flesh, he will inhabit ruined towns and houses where no one lives, houses crumbling to rubble. He will no longer be rich and his wealth will not endure, nor will his possessions spread over the land. He will not escape the darkness. A flame will wither his shoots, and the breath of God's mouth will carry him away. No one can withstand the inevitable. Let him not deceive himself by trusting what is worthless, for he will get nothing in return. Sounds like all Trump and all these other wealthy people, hungry for power and wealth and fame. Before his time he will wither, and his branches will not flourish. He will be like a vine stripped of its unripe grapes, like an olive tree shedding its blossoms. For the company of the godless will be barren, and fire will consume the tents of those who love bribes. They conceive trouble and give birth to evil. The womb fashions deceit. Absolutely. Then Job replied to this, I have heard many things like these. You are miserable comforters, all of you. They're just trying to help him. Will your long-winded speeches never end? What ails you that you keep on arguing? I also could speak like you if you were in my place. I could make fine speeches against you and shake my head at you, but my mouth would encourage you. Comfort from my lips would bring you relief. Yet if I speak, my pain is not relieved. If I refrain, it does not go away. Surely, God, you have worn me out. You have devastated my entire household. You have shriveled me up and has become a witness. My godliness rises up and testifies against me. God assails me and tears me in his anger and gnashes his teeth at me. My opponent fastens on me his piercing eyes. People open their mouths to jeer at me. They strike my cheek in scorn and unite together against me. God has turned me over to the ungodly, thrown me into the clutches of the wicked. Oh, woe is me. All was well with me, but he shattered me. He seized me by the neck and crushed me. He has made me his target. His archers surround me. Without pity, he pierces my kidneys and spills my gall on the ground. Again and again he bursts upon me. He rushes at me like a warrior. They have sewed sackcloth over my skin and buried my brow in the dust. My face is red and weeping, dark shadows ring my eyes. Yet my hands have been free of violence, and my prayer is pure. Earth, do not cover my blood. May my cry never be laid to rest. Even now my witness is in heaven, my advocate is on high. My intercessor is my friend, as my eyes pour out tears to God. On behalf of a man, he pleads with God as one pleads for a friend. Only a few years will pass before I take the path of no return. My spirit is broken, my days are cut short. The grave awaits me, surely mockers surround me, my eyes must dwell on hostility. Give me, O God, the pledge you demand. Who else will put up security for me? You have closed their minds to understanding, therefore you will not let them triumph. If anyone denounces their friends for reward, the eyes of their children will fail. God has made me a byword to everyone, a man in whose face people spit. He's brought him down. He's using him as an example. My eyes have grown dim with grief. My whole frame is but a shadow. The upright are appalled at this. The innocent are aroused against the ungodly. Nevertheless, the righteous will hold to their ways, and those with clean hands will grow stronger. But come on, all of you, try again. I will not find a wise man among you. My days have passed, my plans are shattered, yet the desires of my heart turn night into day. In the face of the darkness, light is near. If the only home I hope for is the grave, if I spread out my bed in the realm of darkness, if I say to corruption, you are my father, and to the worm, my mother or my sister, where then is my hope? Who can see any hope for me? Will it go down to the gates of death? Will we descend together into the dust? He's ready. He's given up. He's all woe is me. He's given up. He said, okay, God, you've all but destroyed me. You've brought me down to lowliest of low. I'm giving up. I'm ready to go. I'm waiting for you to waiting to turn to descend into the dead. God doesn't want you to give up. He doesn't want him to give up. And go another person tries to give their opinion. Bildad the Shuhite replied, when will you end these speeches? Be sensible and then we can talk. Why are we regarded as cattle and considered stupid in your sight? You who tear yourself to pieces in your anger, is the earth to be abandoned for your sake, or must the rocks be moved from their place? The lamp of a wicked man is snuffed out, the flame of his fire stops burning. The light in his tent becomes dark, the lamp beside him goes out. The vigor of his step is weakened. His own schemes throw him out. His feet thrust him into a net, he wanders into its mesh. A trap seizes him by the heel, a snare holds him fast. A noose is hidden for him on the ground, a trap lies in his path. Terrors startle him on every side, and dog his every step. Calamity is hungry for him, disaster is ready for him when he falls. It eats away parts of his skin, death's firstborn devours his limbs. He is torn from the security of his tent and marched off to the king of terrors. Fire resides in his tent, burning sulphur is scattered over his dwelling. His roots dry up below, and his branches wither above. The memory of him perishes from the earth, and he has no name in the land. He is driven from light into the realm of darkness, and is banished from the world. He has no offspring or descendants among his people, no survivor where once he lived. People of the West, people of the West are appalled at his fate. Those of the East are seized with horror. Surely such is the dwelling of an evil man. Such is the place of one who does not know God. So he's trying to say all that stuff's happened to him because he doesn't know God. That's what this guy's trying to say. We know that's not the case. Job knows God. He's just a little too cocky in his faith and in his life. God's the devil knock him down to test his faith. And so I teach him a bit of a lesson, my interpretation. They send in all these people to criticize him, saying, you're not anything special. What you're going through is nothing special. This has not happened to other people, citing all these examples. This guy trying to say that Job doesn't know God, since all this stuff has happened to him. So they're coming at him with all these different examples and opinions. And he listens to him, then he gives his replies. And this one he replies to this guy, Job 19. How long will you torment me and crush me with words? 10 times now you have reproached me, shamelessly you attack me. If it is true that I have gone astray, my error remains my concern alone. So he's owning it, at least. If indeed you would exalt yourselves above me, and use my humiliation against me, then know that God has wronged me, and drawn his net around me. Though I cry violence, I get no response. Though I call for help, there is no justice. He has blocked my way so I cannot pass. He has shrouded my paths in darkness. He has stripped me of my honor and removed the crown from my head. He tears me down on every side till I am gone. He uproots my hope like a tree. His anger burns against me. He counts me among his enemies. His troops advance in force. They build a siege ramp against me and encamp around my tent. He has alienated my family from me. My acquaintances are completely estranged from me. He's taken a lot of his family away. My relatives have gone away. My closest friends have forgotten me. My guests and my female servants count me a foreigner. They look on me as on a stranger. I summon my servant, but he does not answer, though I beg him with my own mouth. My breath is offensive to my wife. I am loathsome to my own family. Even the little boys scorn me. When I appear, they ridicule me. All my intimate friends detest me. Those I love have turned against me. I am nothing but skin and bones. I've escaped only by the skin of my teeth. Have pity on me, my friends. Have pity, for the hand of God has struck me. Why do you pursue me as God does? Will you never get enough of my flesh? Oh, that my words were recorded, that they were written on a scroll, that they were inscribed with an iron tool on lead, or engraved in rock forever. I know that my Redeemer lives, and that in the end he will stand on the earth. And after my skin has been destroyed, yet in my flesh I will see God. I myself will see him with my own eyes, I and not another. How my heart yearns within me. If you say, how will we hound him, since the root of the trouble lies in him, you should fear the sword yourselves, for wrath will bring punishment by the sword, and then you will know that there is judgment. So he's still not losing faith, belief in God. And these other people in the supposed attempting to help him or set him straight, or some of them kind of condemn him, saying, you're nothing special, you're just like anybody else. They're coming at him from all different angles. And he's replying to him, withstanding him. And again, it's all just God continually to test his faith. In the end, we'll get to the end, we know he's gonna lift him up. He's given he's on like a spiritual journey. Where God's using him and the devil and these other people to try to show you how faith should be and how it should work. Good times and bad times. We'll end there with pick up on number 20, where another person spars with him. This goes on to Job 34. So it's a lot of people coming at him, different angles. It's like walking down this line where people continue to hit you and trying to knock you off path, yelling at you, screaming at you, hitting you, pulling at you. So he's having a massive test of faith, as big a test of faith as anybody ever had. Whether it was actually a Job person, was this again? This is just a story to tell to make a point. It's the point of the story that matters. So the Lord will test our faith as well in many different ways, and he'll use even the devil to do it, and he'll use others to do it. Attack us internally, attack us, and the darkness will attack us too. That's why you have to have a relationship with him. You have to ask for that discernment so you know, because it's a lot easier to get through things when you understand that, hey, this is the reason for it, than if you just have no faith, you don't have a relationship with God, and you're struggling to do it on your own. You're not. God never designed us to go alone. We'll pick that up on Job 20 next time. I know it's mostly me reading, and because there's a lot of the same stuff. We can go on through. We'll go on through Job. Each time it'll be more similar stuff. As I said, the outcome is testament to faith and sticking by with God, never doubting Him, because He doesn't doubt you. Peace of Christ. God bless.